For focus on education, I know one issue that we've seen with a lot of school districts locally, I've done countless interviews, is the busing shortage. They hold hiring events. We have one of our districts right now that has three the past 3 weeks. They just can't even get people in the door, even with sign-on bonuses. Is there anything the state is doing or plans to do to help with that issue?
Well, I think it's something that is not unique to that. I mean, I think we see it all throughout the economy. When you had whatever was done with COVID, I know they did a lot of stuff federally. It just changed some of the underlying dynamics of the labor market. There's never been a better time to look for a job because, as you said, people are going to pay bonuses. They're going to do a lot. We're going to have some pay packages for law enforcement we're going to roll out. And part of it is they deserve it, but part of it is, quite frankly, you got to be competitive. I mean, because they can go to these other places. They can go to Wawa or Buc-ee's or some of these places. They will pay signing bonuses, some of that. So we definitely will look at it, but we'll look at it in the context of everything that there are needs for. The drivers of the kids is important. There's also the driving of the goods in these commercial truckers. There's a huge shortage there. I am concerned about. We're fighting Biden's OSHA mandate for the shots, but just think about if like 1% of any of these folks in these key areas end up losing their jobs out of it. That's not something that you're going to be able to easily recover from. So they're really playing with fire with what they're doing. And yes, there's a lot of needs for a lot of different stuff. I didn't mention before, but I would mention because Dr. Pace was with us. We were actually in Osceola County almost 2 months ago where we revised what had been done, what the CDC had recommended for quarantining school kids. And we said, you shouldn't quarantine healthy kids. A healthy kid needs to be in school. If someone has symptoms, then they obviously could be sent home or kept home. If someone tests positive, fine. But just having been in the classroom with somebody or whatever, if you don't have symptoms, the parent really has a right to have that kid in school. So I think every school district, maybe not Broward, but almost everyone immediately adopted that. It was interesting. We got criticized for it by the usual suspects. But I'll tell you, the parents were really happy because they were getting calls the day before school saying, your kid's going to be out for 2 weeks. They got exposed. And it's like the kid's healthy, and most of the kids that were quarantined under that policy weren't ultimately infected. And so we did that, and here we are almost 2 months later, and the COVID has continued to go down dramatically. And so it just shows you kids being in school is the right thing. You can treat this rationally, but any of these ham-fisted problems, starting with the school closures that many of the other states clung to for a long time, but even these overbroad quarantines, it just shows you, doing it more rationally, being targeted, focusing on symptoms, you've still seen a dramatic decline amongst kids who are school age. And so that policy was successful. The policy to keep schools open was successful, and we see that, I think, every day as we go through this.